let's say that hypothetically the polls are accurate. We don't know that they are. Don't take anything for granted. Go vote, vote.org, tyt.com/vote. But let's say hypothetically, we reach November, Biden ends up winning. Let's say that Trump actually concedes and hands over power. Is that the end for Donald Trump? I don't mean, in a cosmic sense. He'll still exist, unfortunately, and he'll probably still be constantly in the news. But if he loses, that doesn't mean that he can't run again. What if he were to bide his time and then in 2024 try again to beat either Biden if he's going for re-election or whichever other Democrat ends up running if it's not Biden? Gary, what do you think about that? Do you think that there's any chance that if he loses, Trump will come back in a few years?
No, but I think another Trump could. I think that Donnie's gonna go make his money until he leaves, because his speaking fees are probably gonna be through the roof, and he's probably gonna try to sign all kind of contracts to do different things, and he's probably still going to attempt to control the Republican Party in large part because it's beneficial for him financially in his mind, right? But I could see, he has brought his entire family into this political sphere, right? And I think that we could see one of his children run. And I think that's even more dangerous than him, because they are of the belief that what their father has done has worked, right? And by all accounts, from their perspective, it has. And so they believe in the same rhetoric, the same ideology. And I could see Ivanka or Don Jr. or any of them deciding that, hey, we're gonna go attempt to run for political office because political dynasties are a real thing. It just is. The Bushes, right? The Kennedys, it's not just a Republican or a Democrat thing. It's on both sides that we have seen people build these political dynasties. And once they get one in, there's really a thirst for power that's created, right? Because it's not just about these folks thinking, oh, I'm the best person to lead the country. It's about all that comes with the presidency. And all that the Trump family has benefited off of this, right? They don't want to get out of that spotlight. They dare not want to get out of that spotlight. Donnie might want out of the bubble, okay, of being the president, but he's definitely not done with politics if he's defeated. I don't think he runs again. Just because I think he's aging, and I think he's going to be even more mentally challenged in the next few years. But I could see him bucking up one of his sons or his daughter to do so.
I think that's probably more likely. It is not often the case that a president loses re-election and runs again. The last time it was successful actually was in the late 19th century with Grover Cleveland. So probably not likely to happen. When you said the thing about his speaking fees, I thought immediately, you are so right. And it made me wonder, why isn't he charging for tickets to his rallies? Like, he totally wants to make money off of it. I wonder if he'll just do rallies. Like, he loses, but he just keeps doing rallies and keeps trying to sell tickets. And the best possible thing that could happen out of that is that people do actually lose interest in him and nobody shows up once he starts charging. That would be amazing. But I do think there's a chance of one of his kids. I think that Ivanka is much more sellable, but I don't think that she, I believe that she believes a lot of the same xenophobic, bigoted stuff as him. I don't think she's as practiced in selling it in terms of speeches. And that's what I think a lot of people want out of a Trump. I think that Don Jr. is much more willing to do that, but I don't think he has whatever ridiculous thing people see as charisma for Donald Trump that I just don't get. I don't feel like Don Jr. really has that. I know that some of Trump's fans do like Don Jr., but I don't think it's gonna be a lock that he's actually gonna be able to cash in on his dad's brand. Like, he definitely thinks he's going to. He's totally planning to run. I wonder if he's got the juice, if he could actually do what his father did.
So I would just take you back to the Bushes, right? Jeb was supposed to be the one that had the thunder and could get it done, and then it was George.
Yeah.
The son that was the mess up kid that just seemed to keep coming. He becomes governor of Texas, and then what the hell? He's the president, right? And we saw what came of that. He was not the more astute Bush, but he was the one who won because there was just something about George that was able to go out there and talk the language of those people. And I think that if he goes out there and he speaks their language, then they'll jump on. It's not about, how much swag he's got, because George was a goofball, really. If you look at Jeb and George, one was really more professorial, more serious, somebody who, looked like really understood when he was the governor of Florida, really understood what they were dealing with. And George was kind of just like winging it. And that's kind of a thing for Republicans. Clearly, they like somebody who's just like, off the cuff and kind of, loose at it, and that was George. And in hindsight, you thought Bush was bad, right? And then you get Trump and you're like, how much worse can it get? Another Trump.
Yeah, maybe. Look, if they're looking for the least astute one, maybe Eric. Maybe it's Eric's time to shine. I don't know.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.